What are some of your night game openers?
The hand of God.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
you look at it. Yeah, it's a compliance test.
Come with
And
me if you want to live.
yeah, so look, you look at the girl, and then you just hold your hand like this, and you look her in the eyes, and you say nothing. You just smile and think, "I'm gonna bang you tonight." And then when she takes your hand, then you can just pull her in, and then whisper something in her ear, or just pull her here, and then you can do it with her friends as well. The cool thing is, if you're doing it with a group, then all of them come. Or you do this, you come here, and then tell them to come. That also works.
Anyone else?
Love it.
I'll hop in. My favorite opener, I almost use it every fucking time I pull. Indirect, I just go, what you get to drink? Literally, that's my fucking opener every fucking time. And then I riff off that. She says tequila. I'm like, oh, you're trying to have fun tonight? Boom, boom, boom. Stack on top of that and just go right into it. I know a lot of guys like going direct, but I think direct openers will work better if the girl is on your SMV level or a little bit lower. If she's a really fucking bombshell, I think indirect is for sure the way to go. I like indirect in general better anyway.
Yeah, me too.
I tend to go with opinions or labels. There's never split the difference behind me. I love just labeling, especially for groups like, oh, you guys seem whatever. And
Mm.
that's just a genuine in that moment. Oh, you guys seem like this. But yeah, the opinion openers are just, they're great too, especially like if you're out with your boy and you guys do actually have a genuine disagreement on something. I just love turning that over to girls and like, because you're always arguing with your boys about some bullshit and you're just like, hey, what do you guys think about this? And then all of a sudden you're engaging the entire group. So yeah, I would agree. Generally, indirect, especially for night game, is the way to go.
I like both of those. The funny thing is though, so I tell this to all my guys, all my students is once you close a girl, ask her every time, yo, do you remember how I started the conversation? Or do you remember what I started, how the conversation started? They're gonna say no. Okay.
Yeah.
9 out of 10 times they're gonna say no. So to everybody watching this, the opener doesn't matter. Your delivery and how it makes them feel right off the bat does. Okay. I don't care what
Mm.
Yeah.
it's
Great
delivery
point.
and how they feel when you say it.
Mm.
Okay. So hence, if you go in direct and you're a fucking four, no offense, if you're a four and she's a 10, she's gonna feel creeped out. Because she feels creeped out, you probably delivered it like shit. She's gonna blow you out, right? So again, you gotta maneuver those two dimensions when you're doing the opener. But if you ask every girl you close, like I have, do you remember how the conversation got started? They'll always say no. No, I don't remember. I think you said this or that. They never fucking remember. So it doesn't
Mm.
matter. It's all in your head. Just go do the approach, get that experience in, right? It doesn't matter how you do it, but just make her feel good, all right, and deliver it proper. You'll be
Mm.
fine with that.
Yeah,
How
no,
it makes
great
them
point.
feel. I love
Delivery
that.
is key.
Yeah. And if you're delivering it, like you could have the fanciest pickup line. You could watch like a James Bond movie and take one of his lines and use it. But if it's coming off in the wrong way, if it's coming off like you're reading off a script or you're trying to impress her versus like you're saying it to see like, okay, who is this? I don't really know this person. I want to get to know her more. And you're not coming at it from a place of asking for permission and you're not seeking approval, that's so important.
I think just a general checklist would be to smile, make good eye contact, speak like what you are saying is fucking important. Like you want to be heard. Don't ever try to like come in at a low volume. And then just kind of have the internal frame of like, I'm here to have a good time. I'm here to have fun. I want you to have a better night as well. And if you guys are going through that, then yeah, the actual words that come out of your mouth really don't matter anywhere near as much.
And I also think there's a good balance between being a dickhead and a doormat. There's a good balance between being like too overly like Mr. Friendly and too overly like tough guy alpha, right? Whereas like some guys will never smile the whole time they're talking to a girl, whereas other guys will just like get all giddy and nonstop smile and like they have this permanent smile on their face the whole time, right? So a mixture between both of these things is great.
These are the worst pictures on Instagram when they like smile too much.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was gonna say that
The super nice guy. The super nice guy.
we were saying about that earlier with the Instagram photos where the guy is like here's how I see
Yeah.
it at least. It's like the guy is smiling like he's never been in a photo with a woman before, and the women are just like maybe they're smiling, maybe they're not. But the point is like you should not look happier than they are.
Hmm.
So I personally, when there are photos of me with a group of women or just one woman or whatever, I just don't I'm not a smiley fucking person anyway. Like I'm goofy. You'll see me laughing and having a happy face and everything. But I got a big nose which hides my mouth a lot of the time, and I'm not a smiler in photos. I really don't give a shit. So I like to be and I prefer to be, and I just am normal poker face in photos. It's like I want to convey that I don't give a shit. No, it's not that I want to. It's just like I really don't give a shit. And my general advice is that you shouldn't look excited that you're finally in a picture with some women. Yay, I can post this on Instagram. It's like field reports back in the day when people would attach a photo to it. It's like they wrote this field report like it's the first time they got laid in like 2 years, and they're so proud of it. It's like, okay. And then the next field report doesn't come for a while. So there's a particular association with overexcitedness
Yeah,
sometimes. So
I think
Yeah,
I
you don't
smirking
want to
with
be
a
giddy.
smiley.
For the pictures specifically, look away from the camera just a little bit. It makes it look more, like, it specifically doesn't break the fourth wall. So if you guys watch movies, you'll notice that unless it's intentional, they look directly at the camera because they want you to know that it's a movie. Generally, they're always looking just a little bit away. That's a big one. Um, and then, yeah, really the only time that you're smiling is like a little smirk is cool.
Mark,
Or
yeah.
like if somebody catches a candid laugh, those are great. Like you can be having a good time. It's just that like whatever, especially if you're trying to show off girls, which I don't think you should do on your Instagram unless again it's like very, very candid and the girls are obviously more into it than you are. But unless that's the case, just like, hey, a laugh while you're genuinely laughing, candid moment, that's totally fine. Apart from that, yeah, pretty stoic, maybe a smirk at most. And
So
then
here
look
here
away.
in here in Peru, it's a big thing for people to just have group dinners and they always take a fucking photo. For me, it's the most annoying thing because it's so awkward trying to take a photo of people facing four different directions. So then they gotta like lean and their posture is so awkward and it's like the most annoying kind of photo to set up. So what
Hmm.
I like to do, I naturally just position myself in whatever seat makes sense for me. So I'm generally normally in a favorable place anyway, but instead of smiling, leaning, and giraffing, as I call it, and all that stuff, I like to do something different. So if we're eating, I'm just going to continue eating, but do it really sarcastically. So it at least has my twist on the photo and just looks funny instead of being like everyone else. But there's this funny photo I saw years ago, and I was just showing Mystery this. Mystery, Michael Sartain, and Dan Bilzerian are having dinner, and they're doing a group photo having dinner. And Dan Bilzerian is just like eating and not even look at the camera. He really doesn't give a shit. So I'm like, Dan's doing the same thing, but like even more extreme. He just doesn't fucking acknowledge it at all. So it's just fucking hilarious to me. Anyway, any other comments on openers?
Hmm.
I went out with Mystery. I met him here in Mexico. And how Mystery's game is really important because he's like so tall. He's like 2, 3 meters tall, it looks like. And he's pretty much doing magic tricks. And then he has like 15 girls standing around him. I don't know like how exactly he's choosing the girl he wants to go home with, but it's very interesting. Mystery is extremely charismatic in the way he speaks and uses pronunciation, and his voice and tonality is very interesting. Artist. He really is an artist. He's like a magician kind of artist guy.
I think there's a great lesson in that to really like emphasize the traits and your characteristics as best as you can, because a lot of people will try to emulate somebody else they saw. So like a lot of people will go around wearing like the boa hat or whatever mystery style is, but that's what works for him. He's a magician, and you have to do what works for you. Enhance
For
what you've
that, I
already
really,
got.
I mean, an exercise that I have guys do a lot is to like put together a vision board of who their ideal is. So I still have one of these. It's like all of these different aspirational role models, and you put them all together, and you're like, okay, cool. I'm the amalgamation of all these. I like what this guy does here. I like what this guy does here. I don't like that part. And like, that's the character that you're going after, is the best parts of all of your role models and all the people you admire.
Ooh, like that.